This is an audiobook. Live the life you crave. Chapter 13, Train Your Brain. Written and read by Katie McMurray. Thoughts are very much like dust particles, always hanging around and accumulating in great numbers. We tend to react to our thoughts much like we do dust. We ignore them to avoid dusting or clearing out the abandoned cobwebs or bad ideas and patterns of thought. If we don't disrupt the dust or our pattern of thoughts, everything stays put without causing a notable problem or discomfort. We can overlook it. It's only when the dust is disturbed, or our thoughts, to reveal the surface below, or issues we experience in life, that we can no longer overlook it. Ignoring the content and frequency of our thoughts, much like dust, only supports the continual buildup of negative thoughts, making it an even more daunting task. Like dust, thoughts are a constant, and if we don't eliminate the bad, the film of dust accumulates, hiding the beauty of our surroundings, our possibilities, and all we're capable of. Do yourself a favor and stop ignoring both your thoughts, negative thoughts, and dust. When allowing either to run wild and unattended, the chaos can disrupt your best intentions for life and obstruct the beautiful view of your surroundings. When we avoid the mundane tasks in our lives, irritating thoughts begin to multiply. Procrastination makes us feel bad, lazy, and even unworthy of our best efforts. It's when we get around to doing such tasks, those we put off, that we feel relieved and good about ourselves again. The moral is, when we don't do what we know we must, our innermost thoughts can bring us down. I'll tell you, as I've always told my clients, you have to do what you have to do to get to do what you want to do. So, don't put off what you have to do. Get it out of the way and maintain your positive attitude. If we don't manage our lives, we can get down on ourselves, and it's then we are prone to distractions and misdirection. To redirect our focus away from ourselves and our to-do list, we allow our thoughts to drift to other things. To get our mind off of it. We sometimes do so by focusing on other people and their flaws. It can seem easier to clean another's dust. It makes us feel as though we're doing something productive, something good, when in all reality, we're merely avoiding our responsibilities, ourselves. When ignoring the things we should be doing, we create problems for our best life and all that we crave. The negative thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes of others can impact you negatively. When using another's problems as a distraction, you insert yourself into a situation that will not create productive results. Thoughts are a major factor in the direction of your life. Like planning a trip. To enjoy the journey fully, it's best to choose the most optimal route and avoid any construction, delays, or unnecessary pit stops along the way. If you don't care for your brain, your journey will be met with potholes and collisions. It's been said, I don't remember by who or when, but it makes a lot of sense, that when angry, upset, or sad for 5 minutes, your immune system is suppressed by 5 hours. Wow, imagine that. So, what this tells us is how we think can control how we feel, and how we feel greatly impacts our overall well-being and ability to accomplish the things we want to do, to get what we want to have. It's very important to understand how to best utilize your brain. Your brain's power so it performs optimally and improves your journey. It is a magnificent asset, and we all have one. Brain power. The brain is more like a computer than an engine, and so it's the mainframe of all you do and have. Your brain does what it's programmed to do and can be negatively or positively affected by the information it receives. It has the amazing ability to change depending on the information you upload by way of your thoughts. The more intensely you feel about what you think, the more it impacts your life. Did you catch that? Your thoughts, or the words rambling around in your head, program your brain. The good news is this: you're the programmer of your brain, and therefore the captain at the helm of your ship. You're the navigator of your life's direction. The best part is this: you can control what and how you think, and thus the course you set for your life's journey and destination. When you control your thoughts, you control your life. We hear a lot of talk about cortisol, which is known as the stress hormone. Its role in the body is a stress responder. It's made in the adrenal glands. Almost every cell in your body has cortisol receptors. While cortisol is a vital aspect, an overload is just the opposite. I like to think of cortisol as firefighters. They rush to emergencies, put out fires, save lives, and rescue many people and creatures. When they aren't playing the active heroes, they go back to the station, ready to save the day at a moment's notice by resting and recovering. It's a very demanding job, stressful both mentally and physically. If firefighters get the opportunity to rest and recover at the station house after their last mission, they experience restorative health, restorative rest. They're revived. If not, and are called out repeatedly and without breaks, they'll grow fatigued and stressed. Their bodies will pay the price, as well as their ability to perform their job optimally. This is a good example of both cortisol at its best and when mediocre. It's in the best interest of our mind and body to keep it at its peak performance. The functions of cortisol include blood sugar regulation, inflammation reduction, metabolism regulation, memory formulation. A lot of important stuff, right? Cortisol is important to maintain the balance of these vital functions. The problem is this: too much of it can wreak havoc on your body, causing many unwanted symptoms. Symptoms of high cortisol include weight gain, primarily occurring in the stomach, love handles, and face, acne, thinning of skin, bruising more easily, unexplained flushed face, slower healing, muscle weakness and fatigue, irritability and emotional upset. Our brain produces serotonin, which creates a feeling of well-being. Normal levels of serotonin make you feel happy, calm, relaxed, more emotionally stable and focused. Dopamine is a compound present in the body as a neurotransmitter. Dopamine plays a part in how we feel pleasure. It helps control the reward and pleasure center of our brain. When thinking positive or happy thoughts, the brain grows through the reinforcement, generating new synapses. In other words, the brain can change in a good way if and when it's programmed with positive thoughts, which in turn generate good feelings. Lowering cortisol and allowing serotonin and dopamine to work properly. More simply put, thinking well is good for your brain, which results in better health throughout the rest of your body and your abilities to create and maintain the life you crave. The prefrontal cortex is where all brain functions gather and remain until delivered to different parts of the brain or are transmitted to other parts of the body. I like to think of it as a post office where all the mail is kept, sorted, and either moved to different areas of the post office, your brain, or delivered all over the town, your body. The post office brain needs supply, some of which are housed within to maintain the response function of the post office or simply to relax restoratively to be optimally prepared when called upon again. The prefrontal cortex is the area regulating signals from neurons. This allows you to think and reflect on what you're doing at the time and control your emotions through the deep limbic brain. The ability to focus gives you time to be aware of your thoughts and thought processes. When anxious, stressed, or angry, the brain draws precious metabolic energy away from the prefrontal cortex. This gets in the way of vital delivery. The frontal lobe, specifically the prefrontal cortex, determines the importance of the information you receive. This gauges the amount of attention you pay to something based on the degree to which you feel it. The more attention and intense feeling you give to negative things, the more synapses and neurons your brain will create to support your negative thought process. Take a mental note of this as it relates to my mention of the brain taking the path of least resistance later in this chapter. And now you know why it's so important to deflate negative people and experiences. Displeasing things happen, and you have a choice as to how you process and deal with them. Breathe and understand the degree to which you allow yourself to be emotionally charged by words or thoughts, and how it determines your life experience, good or bad. That's why when you are taught about manifesting things, you want to think positive and you want to think about the things you want to manifest. And it's also why it's so important to allow yourself to make believe vividly and feel it and believe it as if it's really happening. Therefore, you'll attach more emotion to those positive thoughts and it will be more powerful. There's nothing you can do to change the fact that you'll encounter unpleasant people and circumstances other than how you react and deal with them. Do so in the best possible way to reduce the fallout. You can't control others' actions, thoughts, or opinions, but you can control your own. As you think, so shall you be. And the more intense you think it, the stronger it will be. Use the tools in this book that best help you deal with the negative interactions and stay positive. You know, the tools like walking meditation. Gray rock is hugely powerful, coupled with walking meditation. Breathe. Breathing exercises are useful tools that can deliver many positive benefits. To reap these rewards, practice breathing exercises daily, especially when feeling stressed or pressured. Controlled breathing is relaxing, plus relieves tension and stress, all while providing your body with a better supply of oxygen. You can control the way you react to anything by the way you breathe. Just as your thoughts signal the brain to react a certain way, so too does your breathing. We need food, water, and air. We can live without food for weeks, water for days, but air only a minute or so depending on the individual. We breathe mindless, shallow breaths more than we should when upset, nervous, or anxious, or even irritated. Animals of prey breathe shallowly when being hunted. Nervous breathing is a reaction to fear and uncomfortable or irritated thoughts. A message of danger is then sent to the brain. When stressed or upset, you breathe shallowly. Many of us do this regularly. Now, so when you send a message of danger to the brain, what does it release? Cortisol. Persistent negative thoughts equal feelings that can disrupt the optimal function of your brain, which impacts, well, everything. All these negative thoughts slow down your brain's ability to function with clarity of purpose. It also disrupts cognition of your normal level of intelligence. If you sometimes think you're stupid, come on now, most all of us have from time to time. You can be smarter by thinking positively. Negative thoughts rob us of our optimal intelligence. Plus, you can regain possession of your smarts. And also, for this reason, you should focus on being calm and happy before and during taking a test of any sort. This also applies to job interviews, performance reviews, public speaking, or anything that may otherwise cause nervous tension or blunders. Optimist and pessimist. Optimists entertain positive thoughts which create more success in life, have better physical health, induce higher cognitive and emotional abilities, and motivational strengths. Pessimists entertain negative thoughts which slow brain coordination, make problem solving and the ability to find useful solutions difficult, obstruct creative abilities and talents, impacts mood, memory, and impulse control, which often relates to overeating, emotional eating. Positive thoughts increase mental productivity by improving cognition, intensifies focus and ability to pay attention, improves thinking skills and ability to properly analyze incoming data or information, improves problem solving, and enhances creativity. The conclusion. The prefrontal cortex, The prefrontal cortex is the area of the brain that helps control emotions and behavior. Plus, it also helps you get and stay focused. Thinking positive gives you the ability to improve your thinking and creative skills. Now, do not despair. If you tend to be pessimistic, you can turn this around. Every time you catch yourself thinking negatively, shift your thoughts to something good, happy, and positive. Pessimism is not a trait, it's a response to your life experience or learned behavior, both of which can be undone, corrected, and replaced. When you begin to reprogram your brain with positive thoughts, it responds. A happy brain equals a brain capable of improved thinking, learning, and creativity. So if you've ever thought you're not creative, maybe negative thoughts were the reason you weren't, but can be when replacing them with positive thoughts. Study this section and think of it as good therapy. Put what you learn to work. Therapy is merely a tool intended to heal something that isn't functioning optimally. This is a huge game changer when it comes to upping your happiness and success skill. Remember, breathe. Negative thinking and pessimism are nothing more than a habit. And just like eating the wrong foods can wreak havoc on your body, a body with, say, diabetes, or any body for that matter, bad thoughts wreak havoc on your brain and its optimal performance. You put oil in your car because, if not, it would ruin the engine, leaving the entire car useless until pricey repairs were made. So you can replace the habit of being negative by changing your thoughts from gunky bad thoughts to clean good thoughts. When bad thoughts creep in, catch and release them. Replace bad thoughts with positive thoughts. In time and with consistency, you'll replace a bad habit with a good habit. You're going to need some tools. The expression fight fire with fire lends itself to this situation. You'll be replacing bad thoughts, words, with good thoughts, words. Fight bad thoughts with good thoughts. Use your positive mantras we talked about earlier in the book. Recite positive mantras to help shift your thought patterns to positive. They're very powerful. So, until next time, think beautiful, wonderful, glorious thoughts. And remember this. positive energy is more powerful than negative energy. Toe to toe, positive energy is more powerful. You got this.